is the Irontrader, and this is the last call of the day here. So we're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, at crude oil, and natural gas. We'll take a look here at gold and silver, and then we'll take a look here at the indexes, the Dow, the S&P, and the old NASDAQ. At the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy selling stock commodity ETF. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we had Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin today made an all-time high. Look at this shit, okay? Look at this. 110, 175. The previous high was right here, okay, at 110, 150. But you notice that it could not hold it, okay? So we have, look at this big topping tail kind of a situation. So we have to look at this price channel, that 107, 680. That's going to be very, very key. Now, if we can get it back above and close above that, then we just do the same thing we've been doing here, is we want to look right to the left of the chart here, 108, 475. We want to come up here, 108, 960. Then we want to come up here to the top of this candle here at that 110, 150. And then we want to come up here to today's high at 110, 175. But when you have a spike like this, it doesn't really mean a whole lot. Look at the past, okay? We had a spike, what did it do? We had a spike, what did it do? Okay, so now we got to always just watch that spike. Now, again, if we climb back above this, then we're looking for that 115 to tag that 115 area. And if not, 120, 125 very, very easily here. Now, they have good projections on here, 135, 150, 160. But again, we trade the charts. We take one level at a time. Now, you can see how the market was really ripping up very, very nicely here today until it came out with those treasury yields that are sitting now at 4.5%. So, you know, even if you cut rates, that doesn't mean last time they cut a half a point. That doesn't mean that, you know, interest rates are coming down. Okay, so just remember, and that was a killer. However, if you're sitting in front of your computer like I was, I see this market just crashing. And to me, I'm looking at, wow, this is a buying opportunity. Look at NVIDIA got down to 132.28. I got in at 132.50. You're sitting at 133.30. Okay. TQQ got down to 68.05. Now you're sitting at 69.11. I'm in at 68.20 level. There's a lot of good trades to all this kind of stuff. So always, I know you got to sit in front of your computers here, but when you get these sell-offs, you know, that's kind of like a buying opportunity here for now. Okay. Now we are in a overbought condition here. But that doesn't, you know, don't get too excited about it. Like we had here, we can go for a while with that. Eventually, it's going to come down, obviously, and it's going to sell right off. However, what we have is these consolidation areas. So when you get up here and you say, oh, Jesus is getting towards overbought, consolidation, but that's just taking you to the next level. When it pops and drops like we had here, pops right on up here, okay, and then we have this, you know, like an overbought condition, and then it just sells right off, okay? But that's not what we have here. We have consolidation areas. So this could actually go very, very high. So just be real patient with what you're trading here, okay? So now what we're doing on the upside is we're watching that key level, that 106, 680 to close above. That's key. Then obviously we look at today's high. On the downside, we're watching this 8 SMA. You got to respect that 105.35 level, okay? Very, very nice because it's held this whole time. Very nice, okay? Now your 21's right below that. So if we start losing this 8 SMA here, yeah, we can come down to the bottom of these candles here. Okay, you're looking at like 103.525. We'll look down here to the bottom there at 123.350. We'll come to the bottom of this candle here at 101.60. But really what you're looking for is to hold that 99.899 level. Okay, so it's still a bullish, very, very bullish chart, even if it comes down, but it holds that 21 day. If it starts losing that, it comes all the way down, well, then that reverses it like we had this kind of a scenario here. But you know, right now we're still looking good. So this is how you trade this, is you're watching that 105.39 in the bottom, and we're watching this key level here, 107, 680 on the high side. Now I say you can nice good spike up when the market is going. So I just think over time this is going to that 115 level. We made it to that 110, okay, and maybe even a little smidge of it. So looking pretty good. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil and natural gas. Okay, crude oil, natural gas. I mean, two really good trades on the short side. Look at this, okay? So she rallied right up. I'm watching this yesterday, and I said, geez, if I close above that 50-day, I will get in after hours yesterday. But you can see where it popped and dropped, and today we continue this whole situation down. Now, I've been pointing out this bear flag. Now, it's not really a true bear flag as we got sticky over here, okay? But I was pointing out this bear flag situation. If we closed above this key level of 62.99, that would negate negate it. But again, it didn't close above it. So today, I took a nice little shorty with the SCO. Really, really good trade. Okay, so that's what you have to look. You have to look in both directions. Okay, so now let's look at the charts. Okay, so what we're looking on the downside is we're watching this 21-day 60.93. That's going to be very, very crucial. Okay, if that's lost, we're going to come right to the bottom here at that 60.47. Okay, then we just keep on following down. You got 59.89 level. Okay, then we'll come up here. We'll go to the top of this candle right here. You're looking at 57.50. And then we come over here to all this bottom here. You've got 57.74. This whole level is very, very key. And then we have your 56 level, then right back down to your 55 level, okay? But right now we're trading right here between this 21-day on the bottom, okay, and this 8-day here on the top. Very, very nice trading. Now, if we can get above this 8-day, okay, say we can, the gold rallies back up 62.26, then we're looking to the top of this candle right here. Okay, so that's what you're looking for is 62.70. We'll come to the top of this candle here. You're looking at 62.91. And then we're looking at that 63.75. And then we're looking for a retest of that price channel at 64.87. Now, this rallied up here yesterday, came right over the news as I'm sitting there watching it, that Israel was going to bomb, Iran. Now, they still they might. And if they do, crude oil is going to rally up here. So never have an opinion. Just because we had a pop and drop here with old Sticky, that doesn't mean that this is going to be, this is going to keep falling on down here. Because if there's any kind of a conflict, any kind of a, disruption, anything on that order, okay, oil can spike up very, very fast, okay? So just remember, just like we had yesterday, okay? But again, I wasn't going to get into it. I'm sitting there, geez, should I get into it? I said, no, let me see if it closes above. If it closed above that 50-day, then I would have been long, and I'd be aiming for this price channel here at 64.87. Okay, now, you can see here on the RSI, well, you're sitting right there at about 48. That could go either way. Your green is still over your red here. So, again, sideways action, but this is also very heavily news related. So just remember that. Now, the numbers came out there at the EIA report there today. I have them all posted for you at the end of this video. And, crude and distillates and gasoline, they weren't looking too good. They weren't looking too good going into Memorial Day here at all here, okay? So I'm expecting some sideways action unless we get some kind of a news, some kind of a catalyst that would take us higher. Now, natty gas here was a little bit of a surprise, sort of, because yesterday we had this nice big green candle. I got into the UNG. Very, very nice. Boom. Went to the 8-day. Boom. I'm out of the trade. Now, today it was hanging right around that 21-day and that 8-day. And so I was just waiting for another trade in the UNG to take it up to this 50 SMA. Well, that never happened. Okay. So it popped right on up here. But then again, it just didn't look very like it was going to do anything. And it came down, and KOLD was a nice, good little shorty on that thing. KLD got, what did we have for a KLD there? Okay, we had 22.55 on the low and 23.53. So you had almost like a point there. I got 50 cents, and that's pretty much all I look for. I mean, I'm trading 5,000 shares. So that's all I was looking for. And that was a really good trade. Now, I have no position now at all in natural gas. Okay, so now I'm just kind of waiting to see how the futures open at 6 o'clock. So if you go on the upside, we're looking at 340. And we're looking here at 341, okay? That is your upside. We get above that, we go to today's high. We're looking at 351, and then we're looking at that 361, your 8-day. We're looking at that 100-day, 371, and then your retest at 384. Now, downside here, okay, what we'll do is we're going to be watching the bottom of that candle there, 330, top of this one, 327, and then we have the 200 SMA here sitting at 319, okay? So this is what we're going to be trading here now. And then we can always go down here to this 309 level, okay? And then we have also down here 305 the gap, 298 the fill, and 285, okay, the big retest. Right now here, we're just, this is kind of like no man's land, same way with this. So right now, it was a nice, good little short ski. We have a topping tail. We have a topping tail here. So no position right now. Everything's sold out for me in crude oil and natural gas, and I'm just waiting to see what the future will bring. Okay, let's take a look here now at gold and silver. Okay, here we have gold, here we have silver. Now, we had a post here, I had a post here on the site there that could you just put gold, on your, when you do your videos. No problem, okay? If anybody wants me to look at a certain stock or anything, midday trading, just post it on there, and I'll be more than happy to put her up on the old board here, and we'll do some charts on it, okay? No problem at all. So from now on, we're going to add gold and silver to the old situation. How does that sound? Okay, so here we go. We have the old gold. Now, not a whole lot has changed from this morning. Okay, so what we're watching is the top of that candle there. Okay, that's at 34.42 level. We have 34.48. So this is the big resistant level that we're looking for, and that's your upside target. Okay, so if we can rally up again, well, today we had this high of 33.22. Then we're going to be looking right here for the top of this candle, looking at 33.52. We'll come up top of this candle here, 33.84, and then we'll be looking right here at that 34.22, and then your retest at 34.48. So just look at that price channel. That's pretty much your recent high right there, okay? Now, downside, very simple here. We got to hold this 32.97, okay? And then we have to hold that 8-day at 32.46. If that's lost, we'll come right down here to the 50-day. But just respect this 50-day because in the past, held it, okay? And look how nice it's been holding it this whole time, okay? Very, very nice. 54, plenty of room to run. Green over your red, looking very, very good. Now, there's no divergences. That has been worked out already. See how we had this high? We had a high. We had a higher high, but we had a lower high. See that negative divergence? Okay, that's just a matter of time before she's going to sell off, okay? But we had this double top situation coming in here, and it was a nice sale, but watch that 50-day, respect it because of the past. Okay, now, we're rallying up here very nice. Look at it. We had this candle into the 8-day, next day above the 8-day into the 21-day, and now we have a higher high. As long as we hold this 21-day, we're looking really, really good. If now we go to the 8-day to 50 days, so on. But I just think that this looks like it wants to rally up higher and even retest this 34.48 level. Now, silver, well, silver is just kind of like a turtle going on here. We had that nice sideways action, but what we're really watching is right here, very key, 33.83. That's the price channel, and it's basically just all that is the top of that candle. We get above that, we're going to be looking right here. Okay, you're looking at 33.24. We're going to be looking right here. We're going to be at that 35 flat, and then we're going to come up to 35.49. We crack that, you're going towards that 40. We crack this, you're going to go 35.50. Just that simple. Okay, very, very easy. So silver really needs to get and close above this key price channel for it to go higher. Other than that, we're just trading basically this range. Easy way to trade this, GLD for the gold, SLV there for the old silver. Okay, let's take a look here now at the old indexes. Okay, here we have the indexes, the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. Now, if you've been watching my videos, I've been telling you now here for the last 2 weeks here on how we're getting to these overbought conditions. And it's going to be a matter of time before it's going to sell down off of these huge rallies that we had. You look at the charts, they're all the same, okay? So let's just look at the old Dow here first. Now, we had this high, got all the way up to that 842 level, okay? Now, today we put this red candle, and now we are below this key 100 SMA here, 42,300, and that 200 SMA. So now we're rolling on down. So what we really want to watch is the bottom of this candle right here, 41,777, okay? Because that's your gap. And then we want to look to the top of this candle here, 41,512. That's your fill. And then we come up here to your 21-day, 41,335. And then we have your 50-day rate below that at 41.14, okay? So if we rally back up again, then this is going to be strong resistance. Is going to be the 8, the 21-day, and the 100-day. You get above that, then we can retest that 842 level, okay? Very, very simple here on the charts, but just when you start getting to these areas up here, it's time it's going to roll up. I know a lot of retail traders, oh, I'm going to get in here. No, you get in here. You don't get in here, okay? This is scalping, day trades. This is long-termers, okay? So here we have the old S&P. Same thing. Now, you can see here where we had this nice a sideways action, kind of a consolidation, but now we're right here below this 8-day. So we have to get back up to the 8-day. Now, most of the times it'll come on down and it wants to retest that area. So don't give up the ghost here. But right now the Dow's down 764, NASDAQ's down 227 level, okay? So it's coming right on off here. Very, very hard. But it was a good trading, good scalping day for the trades, okay? But you got to know when to get out. When you see this topping situation, these overbought conditions, like here, you got to know it's not going to keep running all the way up here at just not how it works. That's why you trade the charts. Now, we come all the way down here. I want you to watch this gap right here. Okay, 57.86. There's your gap. And then we look right here to the top of that candle. There's your fill at 56.91. Gap, fill. But we have Hondo, 57.67, your 100-day and your 21-day. And we have your 21-day here, 57.04. But your 100-day and your 200-day are sitting right there. So let's just see how that shakes out. If we lose it, look for this gap fill in that 21 SMA. Now, NASDAQ, one of my favorite trades. I get the whole AI thing, but it's only going to work for so long. Now you look at this, all these trades here. Look at here what we got. Okay, now we're below that 8 there. We have to get right back above it, that 1955. That's going to be key. Okay, now if we don't, again, we have that gap situation. Look to that. Okay, 18,472. We have your 100-day, 200-day, and then we have your fill down here sitting at 1868. But of course, we have that 21-day. Okay, so you have a lot of good support. 100-day, 200-day, 21-day gap fill situation. Okay, but again, if you can crack above it, 19 to 27, then we can go higher. Okay, we'll be looking at a level something like on this order here at that 19,242 level here, and maybe even all the way up to there to that 19,644 level. But right now we have consolidation, but we have a lot of top heavy, top heavy, top heavy. Okay, so just take that all in consideration. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning, and we will do it all over again. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.